Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class for the third intermediate grade. Our textbook is Super Goal 6 and today we have enrichment number 3. It will be presented by me, teacher Mazara Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Fawaz Al-Agil. So let's begin. What we're going to review today, we're going to review Unit 5, Making Choices, which you can find it on pages from 48 until 57. On that unit, we started by reading some of the quotation from different people and also some of the comments. For example, one of these quotations is from Victor when he said that if I don't wear cool clothes, I won't fit in, but who cares? So we have read each of these quotations from these people, and we read a comment about this quotation that explains what these people means by their saying. Not only Victor, but also with the other player Fahad when he said, tennis involves a lot of traveling and so I'll be away from my family a lot. But there are many benefits, visiting people, meeting interesting people, visiting a new country and learn different cultures. So this was the quotation and example of the comments we have read that he means that it's difficult sometimes to play a tennis player. Yes, of course, you can get to travel to different countries, meet different people, but at the end that you won't have time for your family. So, and also we have answered a couple of questions about each of this quotation, like here, for example, what sport does Fahad play? It was tennis, according to him. So, after this, we had a couple of questions to ask about what they are thinking. So, for example, when we said that who is the person that from his the quotes or the quotation that he said is thinking about studying. Another example, who is worried about fitting in? It was Victor. And who is worried about getting a ticket? And who is thinking about the benefit of his future choice? So we have answered we have asked this question just to make sure that we can analyze, we can comment on different people's quotes. And also with the quick check, we have learned some new vocabularies and we match them with new definitions. For example, to cheat, we said that if you are dishonest, and to fit in, to be similar or to blend with, and a ticket, fine, and benefit, which is advantage, and the scenic, which is a beautiful view. So here we learn new terms, new vocabularies, and new expressions. And also we have answered a couple of yes or no or true false questions just to make sure that we comprehend the some of the quotations that we have read and also the comments. And as pair work, we ask you to try to ask and answer about the people comments. For example, what will happen if Jimmy cheats on the test, or what will the conservationist do if they try to build the resort? So we have asked questions about the comments that we have read in the beginning, just to make sure that we can explore new ideas from different students. After this, we went straight to our grammar role, which was basically on the conditional sentences, whether we want to talk it or to use it in the simple present or in the future. And we said that first we gave an example about the simple present. We said if we want to use conditional sentence in simple present, we should simply use facts. For example, if you cook an egg in the microwave, it explodes. If you cook an egg in the microwave, it explodes. So this is a simple fact. So since it's a fact, we use the simple present as we can see here. Also another example of the fact, which is if you put water in the freezer, it becomes ice. So this is also an example of using simple present to talk about fact. So if, this is the if clause, which is the condition, which is must starts with if, and also must ends with a comma, as you can see here. What comes after the if clause must be the result. What will happen if this condition happened, or what we will achieve if this condition happens. So this is how can we form a sentence with the conditional if. So as we said, we talk about the present fact to when we want to use or talk about present fact, we should use the simple present in both clauses. So the first one and also the second one. Not only this, but also it is said that if we want to use or talk about the future. So here an example. If Said gets the job, he will be very happy. And the other example, if Imad doesn't go to college, he's going to be very sorry. So here, in the first clause or with the if clause, we use the simple present as it is, but with the result, we use the future form, which is by adding will and adding going to. So with the future fact, we use the simple present in the if clause, of course, and the future with the either with will or with going to with the result clause. So if plus the present or the future, which is will and going to. So we use in the first clause, in the condition clause, if plus the present symbol, and with the result clause we use the future either with will or going to. So here we had a couple of sentences to complete, either with the simple present or with the future, and these were the answers that we have chosen from last time. Not only this, but also with using may and might. For example, in the if clause, if Nora doesn't do the homework, she may fail the class. And if Imad doesn't go to college, he might not get a good job. So in the if clause, we use if with the simple present as it is, but with the result, we either use may or might in the result clause, just to suggest that something maybe will happen, and or something that is possible. So this is the diagram of our rule, which is, as we said, we use the if clause in present simple, and when we want to use it in the simple present, we use it just like this. But with the future, if we are sure, we use either will and going to, and if we're not sure and it's not, we are deciding whether it's possible or not, we use may or might. And also we have answer this question, exercise B, where we want to use or say whether will or might happen in these following situation, and we have explored different situation, and we said that in this exercise answers may vary, so you may have your own answers regarding this question. And also the last part of our grammar rule in Unit 5 was using I'd rather. And we said that I'd rather, which is the full form of, or the short form of I would rather, just to talk about your preferences, the things that you prefer, the things that you like. When you express them, when you talk about them, we usually use this phrase, I'd rather. So, for example, when someone asks you, do you prefer to drive along the scenic road or take the highway? And you can here, since you are giving a choice of choosing between two things, so you can use or start your answer by saying, I'd rather drive along the scenic road. So this was the last part of our grammar. And also for further questions regarding this, I'd rather live in the country than live in the city. I'd rather get a job than go to college, or I'd rather go to college than get a job, and I'd rather lay in the sun than sit in the shade, or I'd rather sit in the shade than lay in the sun. So here are different scenarios about using I would rather. And also after this, we went straight to language in context and how will the following things could affect your life. And we said that we can discuss it, things or scenarios like if you don't go to college, that you may not get a good job. And we have talked about some of the benefits of each of them, and also we have to match each of these phrases. For example, when you go to college, maybe it will get you a lot of money, and if you learn English well, you need to get good grades, and if you want to save some money to travel to other countries and move to another town, get a scholarship. So we have explored different of these phrases just to combine them in if conditional sentence, like this, for example. If I go to college, I will get a lot of money. If I don't learn English well, I won't get good grades. And if I save some money, I will travel to other countries. And if I move to another town, I will get a scholarship. So these were some of the phrases that we combined them together using the if conditional rule. After this, we had a listening exercise where we have listened to two different opinions. The first one was with the Department of Highway, and if you remember, the other were the farmers associations, when they talk about the benefits of having a road in the or a highway in the farms. And we said that you need to mention, you need to write or to put the tick mark if one of these topics were mentioned. We said, for example, people will lose a scenic road. So we'll listen to this radio interview or this radio program, and whoever in favor of this point, then we will put the tick mark just if it's mentioned. Another part we did with this exercise where we said that you need to write down either the highway or the farmers, to write H or F about those people who did this or who agree with these statements. After this, we had a pronunciation where we noticed the common consonant clusters at the beginning of each words, like, for example, speed, traffic, crowd, protest, and grow. And it differs in pronunciation when we said speak, train, crow, protect, and green. After this, we had a conversation between Amal and Sarah, where Amal and Sarah talk about their plans their plans at the weekend. And Sarah said that I'm not sure, my plans are still up in the air. So here also we remember that we learned some new expressions that people usually use in simple conversation. One of these expressions were up in the air and make up your mind. And we said that, what do you mean by up in the air? We said it that when someone haven't decided what to do yet. So he usually used this phrase, I am up in the air. Not only this, but also make up your mind. This is to encourage people to decide about something. So this is also one of the new expressions that we have learned. And also, it seems to me. We use it seems to me usually when you want to present an idea, when you want to present a thought, and if you want to introduce something to those who listen to you, then you use this expression, it seems to me. So here are the most important expressions that we have learned from this conversation: up in the air, make up your mind, and it seems to me. And also, of course, we had about the conversation. So here we had a couple of questions to answer about them. And also, as an activity, we said that try to role play this conversation. Suggest what you think Faisal should do at the weekend, and if you were in his shoes, what would you choose? You have three events or three places to go at one night. So if you were in his shoes or in his place, what would you do? And after this, we had an interesting story and read about an interesting story. Before that story, we had a question, which is discuss if you have ever had to make a serious decision in your life, a decision that will change your life forever. And just to encourage that thought and to help you understand what do you mean by this question, we read an interesting story about two brothers, Albert and Albrecht. And these two brothers were this story happens in the 15th century, where each one of them suffer a lot during their life. And we said that one of them made a decision that affects the rest of his life, where he allowed his brother to go to the academy to study art while he go to in the dangerous mines to work and also to support his brother. So this story was inspiring. The story was very interesting. We learned that how sometimes it's very important to take decisions and also to think about them for the sake of others. So here we read this story, and also it was the story behind a very famous paintings. It was called Simply Hands. It's about his brother who went and drew his his brother's hand to show also his gratitude about the sacrifices that he made for his brother. And also after this, another expressions that we have learned that we have read in this reading. One of them was could not afford, and we said that the meaning of could not afford was didn't have enough money. When we said that their father could not afford to send either of them to the academy, it means that he didn't have money. And also to work out a pact, it was meant to reach an agreement. So they both of them, if you remember, they worked out a pact just to reach an agreement. And finally, to fulfill his ambition, when Albrecht helped his brother to fulfill his ambition, it means to help him to do what he wants to do with his life. And also, after reading here, we have some of the questions in your own words. Explain the brother's choice, the reasons behind him taking that choice, and of course, we answered a couple of true-false questions about the reading. And also, as a discussion, we have discussed, or we helped to discuss this question. What do you think about the saying, no one ever makes it alone? And we said that how sometimes we need to sacrifice for others and vice versa, and how sometimes it's important to cooperate and help each other. As a project, we said that discuss the local issues like the one about the highway in the listening on page 52. So find the local, we said that to find local issues, issues that you feel related to, and just to discuss it, where we have two parties talking about this issue. And also we have here some of the, we also said that you can choose some of the positive and negative aspects or points about each of these issues. So these were three important steps to work in groups and also to choose an issue and put a list of the good things and the bad things, the positive and negatives about this issue. Also, after this, we went to writing, where we read an article and making choices, and we circled the gerunds. And we said that how can we form a gerund? We form a gerund by using a verb plus ing, and it turns to a gerund. And we said that we have sometimes some of the verb that when we use that verb, what comes after it immediately considered a gerund. Like this, for example, I enjoy learning English. And also, learning is fun. All of them, learning here and here, all of them considered as a gerund. So, and also we remind ourselves with the definition, we said that gerunds are sometimes work as subjects or objects in a sentence. So we said here that they can both be subjects, well, for example, when deciding what to wear, and usually very of little consequence. And also we said that gerunds phrases can act as direct objects. For example, the next time it's cold, you will consider wearing. And also we say gerunds can act as object of prepositions, before, after, in, without, etc. And we can make, for example, make a list of the positive and negative aspects before deciding. So these were different examples about different positions or of gerunds. And also, here we have read a text about making choices and how can we circle the gerunds that were mentioned there. And also we had another exercise where I ask you to write notes in the chart about personal choices you have made and their consequences. For example, here are the choices, and here are the consequences where I ask you to, one of these choices that you have made, what are the consequences? What are the effects, the impacts that happen behind you choosing or making that choice? For example, choosing to attend college, the result that will come out later is to become a teacher. Or for example, taking English language course, of course, you will have better chances to join college. So we encourage you to fill this chart with your own choices that you have made, and also think about the consequences that follows. And also we talk about the conditional sentences and the form, function, and meaning. About the imaginary situation, we said that we can use conditional sentences to talk about imaginary or hypothetical situations in the present. And we use the simple past in the if clause and would in the main clause. So if that started with the conditional sentences with the simple past, this is in the if clause, and then in the result clause we would use would plus the verb. So here also we answered a couple of questions. We have two parts of a sentence where we match them together. As you can see here, these were the answers that we have chosen from last time. And also the second question, where we need to discuss the following situation with a partner. For example, what would you do if you have more free time to do something that you really enjoy? Then you can use the conditional sentence just to compare it. For example, if I had more free time, I would go swimming. Or this scenario, when you were giving a scholarship to study at college of your choice. If I were giving a scholarship, I would choose Harvard, and so on. We answered the following sentences based on this. Finally, we talk about the using of wish plus the simple past for the things that you want to happen or you hope that they will happen in the present, but probably won't. For example, if they don't have much time, then we can use wish here after the subject pronoun, and we would say they wish they had more time. Or I have to study today, we can say I wish I didn't have to study today. So we have explored the different situation of using a wish, and also the form. This is a very important note, that the form of the verb be is often where for all the subjects in imaginary situations and wishes. And we write two sentences with the wish for the things that each person wants. And we gave example of this. Trevor has to wake up early for work, and also he can never get enough sleep. So we use it with using a wish by saying Trevor wishes he didn't have to wake up early. He wishes he could get more sleep. And that was a very interesting exercise to do. So now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.